Hi everyone, welcome to a Monday Rapid Fire. Let's crack straight in. Just want to thanks, special thanks to Christopher in our free chat. He was just saying how he is a member of the newsletter and he thinks it's tremendous value. So thank you so much for that little plug, that little recommendation there about the guidance that he's receiving about Solana and Ethereum, because they're absolutely moving. I have, since we've been putting the newsletter and really plugging them really early on to try and identify these trends early. And I bring this up too, not only is it a fantastic testimonial, but Tristan, a little while ago in his FA piece, which happens every second week of the newsletter release, so every second week of the month, Tristan will do his fundamental piece. And the last wasn't the last one, but the one before, he did a special on airdrops, and he spoke really highly about eigenlayer. So there's Ethereum eigenlayer and ETHFI. And if you had followed the instructions there to get some, airdrops just by doing not much, following some different guidelines there, you would now be eligible for that first airdrop. And it wasn't confirmed, but Tristan had a fairly good ear to the ground that it would be. So if you've been doing that, if you staked Ethereum and started earning points, you are now eligible for that first airdrop. I believe 6% of the overall tokens are eligible for airdrops now. So that is essentially, free money in this space, and you can make a lot of gains just by following some of these rules and getting a lot of these token unlocks early and airdrops. It's a fantastic thing if you're eligible for it. So get into it. And yeah, the newsletter has some really interesting points to it as we roll through those different weeks. So please pay attention to it. If you're not a subscriber, make sure to look into it. Now let's crack into Bitcoin just quickly here, because I got this squiggle and I wanted to leave it, because if you've seen enough of these market structures build, you generally can build a framework like this, over time, over multiple cycles. So we're in a bull market, and once we do see a pretty reasonable, substantial correction, you tend to see the psychology flip on Facebook and Twitter, where it's instead of we're going to the moon, all-time high, bull market, all that, 100K, you tend to see, have we topped? I should have taken more profits, all that. And that's generally the gutter of despair where it is there. In my view, though, in bull markets as well, the psychology, you have to start training your mind that once it goes into those levels, most people go, all right, this might be a bigger dip than I thought, and they start to change their orders and then say to themselves they're going to buy a little bit lower, and they cancel orders, and then the market bounces pretty hard because it's a bull market and dips are bought. So far, so good. That was a really nice pulse up, but until we clear that 73,000 or convincingly close beneath 65,000, we're still kind of range bound in this region. I would not be surprised to see us go back down to 6260 to feel it out. But if that is the extent and ETFs kick in tomorrow, that could be the low, and then we're going higher to 80, 100,000. So there's every reason to think Bitcoin can and will run to 80 or 100K relatively soon. Right now, though, it is Solana season. It has taken the crypto space by storm. Just when you forget about it, you really run hard. Now, we were really big on it, especially in the mastermind group, at about 150. Our call was to buy. So that has paid off really well. I know personally I got in at 150 and where we are now. So it's just a fantastic move, over 200. If you're looking at the bigger play, though, I think the prior all-time high is like a magnet, about 250, 240, that kind of region. And once we get in exactly like this squiggle, I think we're going to run into it, probably punch a little bit above it, and then we're going to just consolidate around it and probably come back into this region here, lower 200s at some point just to feel it out. Then we're off to new all-time highs, I think, in Solana. It's captured the narrative right now, and that's really, really important. The retail mania of meme coins built on top of it. Ethereum's kind of losing its luster a little bit in the respect that the murmurings coming out of the ETF are a little bit more negative, being approved in May, so it's an easy flip. You can see the capital move from Ethereum over to Solana just started pumping as soon as those murmurings came out. And then the momentum shifts as well. If you're following trends, you can gain that leverage play on the asset itself in the ecosystem. Jupiter, Ray, those kind of different coins on Solana, absolutely pumping because Solana's pumping like we saw layer 2s pumping when Ethereum was moving. So different things you can have a look at there, things we cover in the newsletter as well. And I'll be releasing a macro and TA edition this coming Thursday. Hope you all enjoy it, guys. Have a wonderful day. See you later. Bye-bye.